3, 2, 1. You ready? You're listening to the Real Pineapple Podcast Network. Thank you so much for listening. We're at the Real Pineapple. This is Hunter here. I'm here with Colin. Colin, how are you, sir?
What up? I'm good.
Dude, okay, so I'm going to be very honest with everyone. I am high as a kite right now.
You can't just say that.
It's fine. They know.
I don't. I'm high on life. And yeah.
Well, that's adorable for you. But which actually is exactly how I was when I went and saw Last Jedi, which is of course what we're talking about. So full spoilers. Let's just get that out of the way.
Yeah, right, you have to. If we're gonna talk about this movie, you gotta talk about spoilers.
Yeah. So
see the movie first.
Yeah, please see the movie first. And if you've avoided spoilers to this point, good for you, because I actually just was not checking Facebook or anything. Because I just knew. I was like, someone's going to spoil something for me.
Yeah, I wouldn't go on Reddit at all. I was like, I'm going to accidentally click on something.
Yeah. Okay, so really random before you get back. I don't use Reddit, like, ever. Is that, like, the best site ever? Because everyone tells me it's great.
It's just, like... It's all based on voting things up and down. So basically you get, like, the most trending topics kind of delivered on a front page, like, right when you click on. I don't know, it's just convenient. And it's funny. There's all these subreddits that have just, like, they're just filled with memes, and they're hilarious. So.
Okay. I might have to...
It's nice. I like it.
It's nice, but,
How much?
Borat.
Oh, God.
But,
Borat! Fuck yeah. Look, sick Borat, bro.
Solid Borat reference. So Star Wars is really like your Marvel. Like, I would say I definitely am...
Yeah, I'd say that, yeah.
Like, I'm familiar with the canon, you know? I mean, I'm not... I was always more of a Trekkie than I was a Star Wars fan.
Yeah.
But
I'm not that crazy, though. So if we start talking about canon, I'm not, like... There's different levels of Star Wars fan. I wouldn't put myself in that top level.
Yeah. No,
I don't read the books or the comics. I don't know, like, all the, like, stories that happen in between movies, other than Rogue One, which was a movie.
Okay, yeah, okay, that's fair. But you definitely know, like, the stories and everything. I mean, at least from the movieverse.
I know all the movies, for sure.
Yeah. I will say, I thought Force Awakens was a damn good return in, like, a reboot of sorts for the franchise. I thought Rogue One is my second favorite Star Wars movie behind Empire. I think Rogue One's fucking brilliant. I will say... Because this movie's been very divisive, too. People either love this movie or are talking about it's ruining my childhood. I've read one review, can't remember the dude's name, because if I could, I definitely would say it. But he had the nerve to say this is worse than Transformers, The Last Night. I was like, wow, fuck off. This is not.
But there's not. You won't find a lot of critic reviews like that. You may find, like, reviews written as user reviews. But critics, there's not a lot of bad stuff out there.
True, but it's just been interesting to see how divisive it has been with fans. I will say, I probably like this less than you did.
Okay, that's fair. Well, you don't know how much I liked it at this point because I haven't said anything.
I'm just gonna throw this out there. I mean, we don't ever do this. I think you'll give this an A-. That's what I think you'll land. Just on that.
That's what you think I will land?
Yes.
Yeah, I was kind of teetering on the A- range, but this is what I'll say. So, first, if you're bringing up, you know, how the public is perceiving this and the kind of the tone of the room as far as this movie is getting, it is interesting to see that there was some really low user scores on certain websites. Specifically, Metacritic and Rotten Tomatoes was the ones that were really low.
Yeah.
But for instance, like IMDb, on the other hand, which has 150,000 reviews, it's user reviews. It's not that bad. It's actually pretty good. It's a 7.8, which is similar to what Force Awakens got, which was an 8.1. And it's actually exactly the same as Rogue One, which also got a 7.8. So this is like... I feel like a lot of people are just kind of saying this because I think it got popular on Twitter, where it's like, oh, a lot of fans aren't liking it. I don't know if there's like a lot of fans that aren't liking it, or if there was like some really loud voices of some very passionate fans that really didn't like it, and kind of started this whole idea that it's getting really mixed reviews. Because there's that other cinema score that I also saw, that the average grade of every moviegoer as they were leaving the theater, which I brought up recently with Mother, because it was like one of the first movies to ever get an F, like an average of F of people leaving the theater. This got a solid A of everybody leaving the theater that they polled, which I'm not sure how many people that is, but I think they do a lot. It's all that info's on their website, cinemascore.com. So, like, when I really dove into it, it seems like in general, like, a lot of people still really like it. I think it was a misnomer. Like, it wasn't really true that, like, it was getting blasted, but I think there was some really, really angry fans that kind of started this petition, almost kind of like they brigaded some of these review websites with negative reviews, and a lot of people, like, started going on that bandwagon. For me, like, kind of after I realized that, after the fact, I was a little confused, because when I did get into the movie, like, for the most part, I liked it, but I do have some big problems with it, and I'm going to hand that over to you, since I'm curious to see what you did think of it and why you didn't like it, since you're saying it's at least minimum less than an A-. So
yeah, so I'm just going to say, this movie could have been 25 minutes shorter, easy. It just really dragged in the middle for me.
That's one thing I had a problem with it too.
So that was one thing. Two,
it was too long in the middle.
Yeah.
Specifically, you know what part I really didn't like was that stupid, like, casino scene.
Colin, I love you. That's exactly what I was like. God,
yeah, when Finn and Rose go to that casino, I remember, like, that's when I started, like, yawning. I checked my watch. Like, that was, like, that part dragged.
Yeah, I thought that was really, really irritating. I thought that a lot of the humor, and I had the same problem with Thor: The Dark World, for everyone that says I'm on Disney's dick. I thought the humor didn't always work, and I was kind of sitting there, and there were just some jokes.
I hated the humor.
Sorry,
this is one of the problems that worries me about Disney, which is the other thing that we got into, is that I really think they try and take a lot of this stuff and they make it, like, overly kid friendly, like, keep the kids laughing with some really childish, dumb ass jokes in this movie.
Oh, you agreed with me. Okay, cool. I was like...
No, I'm agreeing with you. I hated these, like, when like the little servant lizard guys, little fat lizard guys on the planet that Luke's on, that are, like, fixing the hole after Rey shot a hole in the wall, and then she chops off a statue, and it's like this crazy, like, lightsaber moment, and then it, like, falls and almost hits them. It's like, derp. It was like this terrible timing, all these dumb jokes. Yeah, a lot of that pissed me off.
Yeah, I was just really I was just confused. I was like, why are they, like, they really are going out of their way to try and make it like slapstick almost. And then
yeah,
in Finn, they were just making, didn't it just seem like the Resistance was just making some of the dumbest decisions? Like, is that just me, or...
Yeah, I thought Finn's kind of storyline throughout the movie was pretty weak.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, because they were. It's like they were trying to find something for him to do. They're like, oh, let's have you infiltrate the casino, and you find this guy, the Benicio del Toro character dude, who's gonna crack the code, and, you know, whatever. We could have just ignored all of that and just had the movie go quicker and give you something cooler to do throughout the movie. But yeah, man, I thought they were reaching for him. And when he comes out too, there's like he's got all these tubes, like, squirting water out, and he's, like, you know, walking like a penguin, like, and nobody was laughing in my theater, which was a packed house. And I was like, is this supposed to be funny, because if it's trying to be funny, it's doing a bad job, and if it's trying to be serious, looks ridiculous.
Yeah.
So I didn't even know what they were trying to do there.
Yeah, I have no idea, and honestly, I was just sitting there really wanting to find something, like really wanting them to utilize Finn, because I think John Boyega, I mean, we didn't review it, we should have, but in Detroit, he was incredible in Detroit. I went, oh my god, this, I mean, obviously he'll be way better in Pacific Rim Uprising, but, because that's Pacific Rim, but...
yeah, that'd be dope.
Yeah.
And when he was Finn last time, in Force Awakens, he has a great storyline, I thought, the whole time.
I agree with you. So it was just very confusing, to say the least, to see him just kind of regulated to...
And I thought it was like a letdown, too, because I thought his whole storyline this time was going to be him kind of like getting tracked down by Captain Phasma, the all-silver stormtrooper that wanted to, take him down for probably embarrassing her by getting away in the first place and making her look like she doesn't know how she's running her shit. I thought like that storyline, and so this is going to be getting into one of the big reasons why there were some really unhappy people. Is there's just a lot of people that had their movie in mind with their storylines and their fan speculation, all of this stuff, and it's hard to please everybody when so many people have so many or such specific ways they wanted this movie to play out.
Yeah.
So you're never going to appeal to everyone. So I thought Finn's storyline was weak. It had a kind of a good climax with a fight with Captain Phasma. It was still pretty quick resolution to the whole thing.
Yeah, it was.
But yeah, like I said, overall, yeah, his was one of the weaker storylines. But I thought I got a lot of storylines I really liked. I thought I got a lot of usage of characters that I really appreciated and I enjoyed.
Yeah.
To kind of switch the tone into what I liked more. Like, what did you think about some of the stuff you did like?
I mean, so Mark Hamill, this is his best performance as Luke Skywalker. I think he is amazing in this movie.
Pretty awesome.
One of the
Pretty
things,
freaking awesome.
Yeah, one of the things that actually made me laugh is when Luke Skywalker is basically taking a big giant dump just on the Force. He's being such an asshole to Rey, and I was dying, to be honest. Like, there's that point where he tells her, "Reach your hand out," and he starts like tickling her hand. And that was one of the pieces of humor where I did laugh, and she's like, "Oh, I feel the Force." He's like, yeah, you do, which was a little creepy the way that kind of played out.
Yeah,
but
he was totally just being like this creepy old man, just like doing just shit to fuck with her.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, that was entertaining.
Yeah, I laughed really hard at that. So that was great. I loved his. So we already said full spoilers. I freaked the fuck out when Yoda showed up. I was
Dude.
Like, yeah, I
like grabbed Nikki's arm and I was like, oh my god!
I grabbed Leia's arm. I was like, holy shit! Yeah,
I was like, fuck yes, dude.
Yeah, and Yoda just dropped some knowledge too. He's like, calm down, it's fine.
Yeah,
like
that was, if someone would have spoiled that for me, and I was just sitting there waiting for it, it would have sucked. So I was glad I missed that spoiler, like big time. So I hope no one just heard that and they haven't seen it.
Wait, we said full spoilers, but
yeah, we did. We warned you.
Yeah.
We warned you. There's good ones.
But oh my god, that scene gave me goosebumps. Like, I was grabbing Leia's hand. I was like, holy shit, this is fucking amazing.
And he looked great too. He looked like way better than Attack of the Clones.
Yeah. Yes.
Like, and he looked kind of like his old puppet self a little bit. I thought they did really good with that CGI.
Yeah, they did a good job. They did a good job doing that up. But yeah, that conversation, just him telling me like, dude, this isn't about like the Jedi, the ancient Jedi, scripts or the ancient Jedi. I'm blanking on the term, but he's just like, you just need to teach this girl, and it was just a cool moment. Honestly, it just really did make me happy. I thought Daisy Ridley, man, she keeps showing why she is.
She's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, and that ass though. But I couldn't help myself. But
yeah,
she's
such a good actress for this role, though. I feel.
Yeah.
Because now she's been she's been through 2 different directors now, playing the same character, and everybody kind of.
I'm sorry. You said she's been through 2 different directors. I just went to a bed. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh man, yeah, I know. In this climate, you can't say that.
yeah. She hasn't done that, I'm sure, but.
So she has been a cast member in 2 movies that were directed by different people.
Yeah, good job getting us back on track.
Okay, I think that sounds better.
Yeah, there you go.
And I thought she did a really good job, kind of having that consistency between both films and playing Rey. I think, I think that, so there was definitely like a switch in screen time, I thought, from this movie to last movie. I was not I had a problem with not getting as much Finn, but I was definitely like super stoked that we got a lot more Poe. We got to see a lot more Poe in action.
Oscar Isaac.
Like, dude, the opening scene is not a letdown. No, I would say 100%. Like when you get X-wings right at you. I saw this IMAX 3D.
Oh, you and son of a bitch.
Dude, and it was like screen's really big and it's really loud as shit, and got the 3D fucking X-wings flying around. I mean and it's a long scene too, yeah, and then they end up taking down this giant Star Destroyer. I don't know what it's called. I gotta watch the movie 10 more times. I'll figure it out.
Yeah,
but
I know you will.
but like all that, like that's a great scene. You just pop that Blu-ray in once you get it. I'm already getting into the point where I'm just like, dude, this is a Star Wars film. Who are we kidding? I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna watch it a bunch more times. When I give my final grade, it's probably not gonna stack up to other ones, but for real, that starting scene with all those X-Wings attacking, like Poe goes in, he takes out all the cannons on top of the Star Destroyer, and then he just like pieces out for the bombers to come in. I mean, that was dope.
Yeah, that was super cool. I will say too, for me, seeing Carrie Fisher, it's to quote you, Colin, it's a total bummer because she's just so good in she's brilliant in that role, and I
makes it super sad.
Yeah, and dude, her in to quote Patton Oswalt, her in that that gold bikini, Jesus, God in heaven, just yeah,
she loves that bikini.
Yeah, just she's gorgeous. Love that one. But it's surreal seeing her play the character for the last time. I mean, they haven't started shooting episode 9, so it'll be interesting to see kind of how they write her off. But she's just the genuine grace and leadership she gives to the rebellion, and in her scenes with her and Oscar Isaacs, because there's a lot of scenes with them together, and it's just like watching like a 2-person play. Like it's so cool to see them interact together. It's really just like great character moments like with them. And I just love seeing them interact.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
My big thing, and I'm curious to your thoughts, is Adam Driver as Kylo Ren. I need him.
I definitely like him more. I already know I like him more than you in the Force Awakens.
That's true, yeah.
Did you like him any more this time, or are you just still of the opinion where he's just like, he doesn't fill that role?
He does not fill that role
as someone else.
Yeah, I need him to go more Sith, and I just don't like this whole, like, it comes across...
He's got the big scar now from Rey.
Okay, so, yeah, that reveal was cool. I was like, okay. But he's used more here as a plot device than anything for Snoke, who's voice acted and CGI captured by fucking Andy Serkis, who proves yet again he deserves a fucking Oscar, even though he's not. So, anyways, but
Snoke was. I like that Snoke was in person in this one.
I did too.
Because in the last one, he's like a giant head the whole time, and like I was like, oh, I hate that he's just like this giant head. Like, just make the hologram normal size. But yeah, he looked pretty good. The CGI stuff still kind of bothers me when you're doing a close up of a face, but he was pretty good.
Yeah, he looked like he should have been like Zordon, like in the last one. It's just Zordon Snoke. Yeah. But yeah,
Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say that, and that is another one of my biggest disappointments is that the way Snoke dies. I mean, yeah, it's kind of cool the way it was done, but I was like, you're killing Snoke already. Like, what are you? Okay, like it just didn't make a whole lot of sense to me because I don't know. Were you okay with his death? It just kind of seemed to come from out of nowhere, but.
So yeah, over the course of like this scene is like the most contentious like decision making of the film, according to a lot of people that were so openly against it. Yeah. I know, and you can't boil down why people got so mad, the ones that did, and kind of, you know, brigaded these sites and really took down the user scores to counter what they thought was injustice with critics being so kind to it. I think it really comes down to people were like, you know, we liked Snoke. We wanted to hear more about what his background, and we wanted to see like how he was, you know, going to go forward in the future. And then everybody also had all of their wild ideas. Some of them not wild. Some of them seemed like they were going to be pretty spot on. But when you finally get the reveal of whose Rey's parents are, and they're just nobody. You know, she's just some orphan that got sold to a bunch of, you know, junkers.
Yeah.
And so I know those 2 points are, you know, getting argued a lot, and we could probably argue about them. Like when it came down to it, I was fine with the decision they chose to take the movie. You know, if they had made her parents very significant to another character and they kept Snoke along for the next movie, then, you know, you're getting that Empire Strikes Back remake. You know, you're getting those same storylines again. So I mean, I don't care if they go in a different direction. Now, you know, I'm more of the opinion that Adam Driver is a pretty good villain in this sense. As, you know, the younger Darth Vader, now he's gotten rid of the helmet. He also trashed that at the start of the movie to even further differentiate.
That was cool. I will give him that.
Yeah, so you can tell they were, you know, they know the backlash that happened from the first movie of people saying, oh, this is just a remake, you know, have your own ideas. And now some people I know are getting mad that this one isn't a remake. Probably the people that liked the first one being a remake. So, you know, you're getting different storylines, and I don't know, it kind of makes me more excited going into the next movie because it's not just following this script that was Return of the Jedi, you know, coming out of the gates, having, you know, the Han Solo character gone, Snoke, the Emperor is still ruling and using Darth Vader as a pawn. You know, things are going to be different. And Luke Skywalker now knows he must kill his father. You know, Rey's not related to Kylo Ren in any sense. They're two different people. Their only connection is that they both have the Force.
Well, cool. Hope that they can fuck in the next movie. But I'm kidding. I don't care. But.
Yeah, I'm glad you're just like, that's enough real talk.
Yeah, I was like, sorry. I was like, this is actual analysis. I have to break this up. But
yeah, no. But so, long story short, I'm just like, I don't know. I was whatever with it, I guess.
You know, man, I love you because that is such a good point. That you're right. People complain about, you know, a new Force Awakens being A New Hope, and they do something different, and people aren't happy anyway. So I mean. You're right. You're never going to be able to please everyone when it comes to something that, you know, people take so seriously, you know. And I'll say for me, I think at the end of the movie when him and Luke have their big showdown, which was, oh my god. Okay, so the fact that he force mind tricked him was just the biggest, like you know, like you see those YouTube videos.
Oh, I loved it.
Like you see those YouTube videos of black people when like David, that one musician,
David Blaine
does magic.
Yeah,
and black folks just go running down the street because of like their mind. Dude, that was me.
Oh my god, I wish I saw this movie with you just for that scene.
Dude, I stood up. I gave it a standing ovation. I was losing my mind.
People clapped in my theater too. I started clapping. I was a little nerding out. I was like, that was fucking dope.
Yeah, I was like, are you fucking kidding me? He wasn't even there. Like, it's so good. Like, it's.
Oh my god.
It's so like that scene alone. Honestly, like, because I'll be honest, I had this at a C for most of the movie, but that bumped it up at least half a grade for me. Like that was just such a well done, like say what sort of moment for me.
Yeah.
So I mean, getting to my final thoughts. I mean, there are just decisions that characters make that are just really just odd. Um, like Ray reaching out to Kylo, like even Ray reaching out to Kylo Ren because you find out that like the Force connects them, like they're able to like
Yeah.
um, it's really just really odd that she just is like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna be like vulnerable, whatever. It's like, he tried to like kill you like like recently, right? There are just decisions like that are really weird. And Snoke uses it brilliantly. Like that was actually a really smart villain thing. I'm like, oh, look at him, he's a smart boy. But
Yeah.
But there were just decisions like that. There's this creature. This is so random, but this has fucking disturbed me. That Luke like milks.
Oh my god, what the fuck was that?
That creeped me, dude.
That was fucking weird.
I was like middle of popcorn eating. I was like, what the?
Yeah.
I was like, ew. Like it's just.
You're talking about when you milks green juice into like a Slurpee container and then just stares Rey right in the face and takes a big swig. And I was like, whoa, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
I got really worried for the movie going forward at that point, and there was some other worry. Like, I had some major eye rolls in this movie, that's for damn sure.
Yeah. That freaked me out. But again, you get to see Luke use pull open a lightsaber, which is fucking awesome. You get to see way too short, but a fight between Finn and Captain Plasma, which I thought was cool. By the way, they killed Captain Plasma off, and I was like, really? I was like, that was...
Yeah, that was the one. That was dumb. Have Captain Phasma come back next time, because that was a short fight.
Yeah. And it just... I wanted more, because when it initially started, I was like, oh shit, fuck yeah, I was on. It was like Batman.
That was a badass start. I was thinking of like Scott Pilgrim, where there's like versus like right in the middle. I was like, dude, let's get it on.
And then 2 minutes later, it was done. I'm like, well, that sucks. So
yeah,
I there were things I did enjoy about this, but it seems like for everything I went, yeah, there were a couple things that made me go, oh. And so I think Force Awakens is way better. I think Rogue One is damn sure way better. I went back and forth on this. I saw it just in regular 3D like a peasant, and but we got to go to the wine walk after, yay! But seeing this in 3D with a group of friends, and you'll be amongst fans, like no matter when they had like 15 screenings at Cinemark when I went. I was like, Jesus Christ! Like Disney's putting this shit out, so. You'll see it amongst fans whenever you go. I think you need to see this in the theater, so I'm gonna give this a B-. I think it's good and there's some good moments, but there's a lot I felt like they missed out.
Do you think it's better? Do you think it's better or worse than Justice League?
Ooh,
because I think you gave Justice League a B.
I did.
So you're saying it's worse than Justice League?
Yeah, I am, because I expected more from Star Wars. So, yeah,
I cannot agree with that, sir.
That's fine. That's fine. I don't know. I mean, outside that Mark Hamill, Luke Skywalker moment at the end, I mean, there were a couple times I went, oh shit, like in Justice League, and I think also because I expect more from Star Wars. But yeah, I like Justice League more than this.
Yeah, I don't remember that. That's crazy, but I don't remember one.
Trust me.
I don't remember one time in Justice League where I was like, "Oh my god, that was so awesome!" I just man. But so anyway, I just wanted you to say that on a recording so that anyone that heard it would either probably be really, really angry or at least slightly surprised. So
or both.
Yeah. So I would say I like this. I definitely like this better than Justice League. I like this better than Thor Ragnarok. I don't know. I was really, really excited for all of the fan service, necessary moments where it's just badass Star Wars shit going special effects crazy on the screen. You come to see that. You come to see Luke Skywalker. He was awesome. The way they ended it was just like, I was just, after you make a beautiful cake, it's mwah, just beautiful. He fucking is meditating the whole time, puts the lightsaber through him. Adam Driver's so fucking pissed. I was like, that was hilarious. That was awesome. That was so well done. The other moment I really liked, like Finn, Captain Phasma, that should have just been, I was like, I could watch like a 20-minute like gauntlet match between them.
Yo, absolutely.
I thought Finn and Rose is super dumb. That was the worst storyline to start.
That was not great.
I don't know why that happened. And then Kylo Ren and Rey fighting all the red dudes was super dope as well.
That was dope.
I was like, they all had like their own lightsaber. Like one dude had like the crazy medieval like swords on a rope, but it was all lightsabers. I mean, that kind of fan stuff just like geeks me out. And I was like, that was dope. So yeah, all that stuff. I mean, like, it's a Star Wars movie, like, and this one's still so much better than all of the prequels.
That's true.
So I'm just like, I'm not gonna be mad at it. Like, you do what you want with the story. Like, just keep giving me quality shit to watch in 3D IMAX that has lightsabers and X-wings. But I will say, like, I bet you J.J. Abrams makes a better movie. Like this Rian Johnson dude, I don't know. He's not doing it for me. He didn't have. He's either like being a little Disney bitch and like they're just like running the show and they're like, hey, put in all these like terrible kid jokes, or he's just an idiot and he thinks that shit's funny, and like he puts in a casino scene that makes no sense. Like this dude, I don't like that he has his hands all over this now. I wish it was still J.J. Abrams because I think he makes a better movie.
Yeah.
But whatever. You know what? I'm gonna give it a solid A because I don't want to give the grade that you predicted.
Damn it.
to give you.
Aw, boo.
So I'll just give it an A, but I probably would have given it A-, but I'm not gonna give you the satisfaction.
Damn it, I was so right. I knew it.
No, it's an A. You were wrong.
I am one. The force is with me. I am one. All right, so I was trying, that's a moral victory as far as I'm concerned. I'm taking it, but I would love to get people's thoughts on this because it's split at work. I've asked people, like probably asked like 10 people, like 20 people, and it's like a very even split.
Yeah.
So
I'll be skipping some scenes on the Blu-ray. I'll put it that way. But
that's fair.
The A stuff is good. Yeah. It's really good.
A- stuff, but guys, let's know what you thought.
A.
What,
it's officially in the books as an A.
Damn it. No, it's not. A- in spirit. But guys, let us know what you thought in the comments below. You can follow us here on SoundCloud, Podbean, iTunes, and Google Music at The Real Pineapple. Follow yours truly on the Twitter at JHunterRealPineapple. You can like us on Facebook at The Real Pineapple. Follow our buddy Scott on Twitter at Nearman1st. And you can follow Colin on Twitter at
The Real O'Neill.
Guys, thank you so much for listening. We'll have reviews up this weekend for The Shape of Water, Jingle All the Way, and Die Hard, along with some other stuff for next week, Pitch Perfect 3, and a few other things. Guys, thank you so much for listening. We'll talk to you soon.
Meow.